Welcome back to another Sunday at Sickles Garage. Today I am working on a few things. From last week, might be able to see the brake pedal and clutch assembly. I took them out, put them back in. I painted them up, cleaned them up. I'm gonna peel tape off those. The reason I did that, I wanted to get it done as I'm gonna put the master cylinder on today. And proportioning valve assembly. I got a couple parts here. Wilwood, I got, get this open here. The 15/16 manual aluminum master cylinder. It'll look nice on there. Really didn't need something that fancy, but they had good reviews. I didn't have to second guess anything, and it's a 15/16. Most of the stock GM master cylinders that I could have used for a manual setup are going to be 7/8. I think this will give me better brake pressure. We'll see. So anyway, stay tuned. I'm going to work on that. And also underneath this blanket over here is my 4L80 that I've had sitting for like 15 years. I'm going to go through, pull a pan, see what it looks like, determine if I'm going to have to take it out and have it rebuilt. So anyway, stay tuned. All right, everyone, I got this thing ready to go on. As you can see, I use my old clevis. I think it's gonna work. We'll see what happens. It also has the combination proportioning valve that came with the kit. So I took a picture. I'll insert it in here. It has the part numbers of what I used. So if anybody's interested, you'll be able to see those. So basically, he's got to throw it up on here. Slides through the original hole. Uses the upper two studs to mount, because this was a power brake car with a booster on it. And then it comes with this nice little bracket, which I hope works. It doesn't look like it's gonna. I'm gonna have to modify the bracket due to the bolts down there. Actually, might have to punch out the bolts on the top too to get enough depth. So let me do that and I'll come back. Anyway, I think I got my problem solved. I was going to cut the studs off the lower mounts here. I didn't see a need to, and later on, if I switch it over to a manual car, I believe the clutch master mounts off of those. I'm not quite sure. Basically, I just need to notch this out, throw a little bit of graffiti spray on there, and bam, it fits. So let me grab the master. So it should fit now. Master cylinder's in there, and these fit right on there. So grab the two little shims that they give you to shim it out from the master. I don't know if it's really necessary. I think it just must be clamps it on there better, I guess you could say. I got, we'll see if there's enough thread engagement with them. I might just have to move it slightly with washers. Might run out of room. I know the firewall is going to crush down a little bit. It'll flatten out against the back side of this. She might be good. I use serrated nuts on the back side just to lock it down. It's not tight yet, so there might be enough there. I'll take a look and I'll let you know what happens. All right, there you go. It's all installed, ready to go. Gonna start hooking up brake lines to it. There is one thing I might do still, is if you look at the nuts that are holding it, they're right at the edge. Kind of want 2 threads sticking out. There's that little spacer in behind there. I might pick up a few spacers that are a little bit shorter. See if I can get some thin jam nuts that are lock nuts, like I did for the rear housing. We'll see if I can do that. If not, I might just live with it. I could push the bolts out of the bracket, put some other bolts in it, but it's not horrible. It'll work. I kind of would like to have that on a braking system, right? You kind of want it to be safe, so shouldn't go anywhere. They're flange nuts that are lock flange nuts, so they shouldn't go anywhere. But anyway, Wilwood did a really good job putting this kit together. Fits really good. Brake lines were pre-bent, ready to go. So anyway, I got that done. I'm waiting for return spring for the pedal. I'll get the clevis pin in, and that should be it. This car had power brakes on it before, so you didn't have the return spring. So I'm gonna get that done. Might not get to the rear end or to the transmission today. I know I said that I would. We'll see. I'm gonna roll it out of its corner and possibly get it up on the sawhorses so I can get the transmission fluid out of it. Like I said, it's been sitting for 15 years. I'll tear into it, see if it's worth me working on or if I'm just gonna pay somebody. So, all right, everyone, I got this thing tore down. Looks pretty decent. There was some material in pan a little bit, as expected. I wiped off the magnet. I'm like, hey, it's good enough. I think that it will survive. I'm gonna have to replace the harness, add a little bit of fluid in it. I'll throw a converter, a shift kit in it, and see what happens. Stay tuned for further on this thing. I'm gonna get some parts ordered. Tell me what you think. I think it's fine. I mean, the fluid's dark, not real dark. I mean, it's pretty ruby red still, so I know it ran and drove when I pulled it, but that was 15 years ago. So, all right, so I have my parts laid out here. I'll show you kind of what I'm gonna do for the rear. Originally, I had this brake line set. It has like the banjo fitting. I couldn't get it to work. It fit really tight against the rear end housing. Didn't like it. I figured it's gonna rub, eventually have issues. So I went with these 15-inch. They have a 90 on them. And then I got these all-star fittings. I'll screw those in. That should give me enough room to kind of get it down away from that rear end housing. And then I'll use these brackets on the rear end itself. I believe that I'm gonna be able to maybe mount it just by drilling through another bracket and mounting it with screws. If I can't, then I'll drag the welder out. I'll clean off a little spot, put a spot on it, and we will call it good. So anyway, let me get to it. I'm gonna have to use out of this kit the fittings on the ends here, but that's not a big deal. So, all right, I'll show you some progress as I go.